listening to the best music.
Feel the freshness.
Greetings to the salutations, everyone. Here is Andrew Robinson, your Jamaican brother, all the way in Switzerland. And I'm reaching out to all of our brothers and sisters on the African continent. You're tuning into Black Hot Fire Radio, and you're listening
You're
to
now listening to the best
1
music.
hour of the hottest tracks and coolest mashups of the moment.
You're now listening to the best music. You're now listening to the best music.
Feel the freshness.
brother, all the way in Switzerland. And I'm reaching out to all of our brothers and sisters on the African continent. You're tuning into Black Hot Fire Radio.
1 hour of the hottest tracks and coolest mashups of the moment.
Happy days, family. How you doing? It's your girl, the lovely Iruton Longoria on the Let's Pop with Iruton this beautiful afternoon on Bobitude, on YouTube, on Rumble. Welcome on the network and also the radio. Welcome into this beautiful, beautiful afternoon. Always talking about redefining Africans as we redefine ourselves because we are the change you need to see in the world. Remember, you can download our app on the Google Play Store. Stream on www.blackhotfireradionetwork.com for amazing healthy supplements, apparel, clothing with the Black Hot Fire Radio logo on it, and you'll find yourself amazing healthy supplements, super affordable. Also, on the clothing store section, you'll definitely find amazing apparel clothing with the Black Hot Fire Radio logo on it. We have t-shirts. We also do have beanie hats, dad hats. We have bags, flags, and also mags with the Black Hot Fire Radio logo on it, always representing Ubuntu, the awakening, and the understanding that we are the change you need to see in the world. Today's conversation is about the power of the will. They say where there's a will, there's a way. In regards to, I always talk about identity each and every time, relearning about our history, learning and relearning, because since we were kids, we've been socialized to the current situations that we definitely found existing in regards to like we were inferior and we always need help. We need people to help Africa as a continent. We never had more than enough. And it's amazing because we were living in one of the most wealthiest nation of all time, and we actually were not given the permission or the way out to actually think and question things, right? But we're going to be having that conversation, and the way a lot of countries are coming back to their understanding who they are, and kind of cutting off ties with the United States of America, Europe, France being forced to accept the AES passport. Also, we do have Nigeria. The fact that all Nigerians want to leave Nigeria because there's a lot of insecurity. There's a lot of social economic downfalls happening because all the leaders, or basically all the leaders of Africa, are being controlled, and they're there for their own good. We understand that. And so that's where we see a lot of Nigerians all over. And mostly we're going to be talking about why every Nigerian wants to leave Nigeria, right? And also we've been talking more about what's happening between China and the United States of America, and the fact that China is actually standing their ground on not agreeing with the United States on the increase of the tariff to 147%. Trump has increased the tariff on the products being exported from China to the United States of America. And the Chinese people are saying, no, actually, we're the ones who manufacture all these luxurious things that people crave for, the bags, name it, all these brands. And they're giving people a way out to actually order or buy straight away from the Chinese manufacturers, which is a good thing. So I believe right now we understand that Europe, the United States, is literally crumbling, and they're trying to actually instill fear in a lot of people's countries, and also the fact that they feel like they hold power in control of the economic sectors, social sectors, but also this is actually waking up a lot of Africans in regards to like, hey, we're the ones, we actually export all these things to these other nations, and we are the ones who are suffering. Actually, we can take back our power and also stand our ground in regards to things can also go on our own way, or basically on our own demands. We don't have to always bend down regarding what the United States of America wants, Europe wants, France wants, because there is no Europe, there is no United States of America without Africa. And a lot of Africans are questioning this. And thank God to Ibrahim Traoré, who's actually led on the face front regarding the fact that if you understand who you are and the power you have as an African, you can actually call shots, and you don't have to bend to every demand that is actually given to you, or actually presented to you, right? But let's listen in to actually health and benefits of some of the supplements we do have before we definitely move forward with the conversation of the day. We have amazing supplements on our website. Download our app on the Google Play Store. It's super, super free. Also, you can stream on www.blackhotfatradionetwork.com if you're using the iPhone or your laptop to kind of check out our supplements and also the apparel clothing.
Fuel your body with complete multivitamin, the perfect balance of essential nutrients for daily health and wellness. Carefully formulated from natural ingredients, our multivitamin packs vitamins A, C, D, E, plus key minerals like zinc and magnesium to support your immune system and boost energy. Just one tablet a day is all you need. Take it with water and feel the difference as prescribed by your healthcare provider. Stay active, stay strong, stay ready with Complete Multivitamin, your daily dose of vitality. Complete Multivitamin, simple, powerful nutrition. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition store.
For $32.90, you'll definitely get multivitamin right away. Before you start with the conversation, there's a video I want us to listen to regarding the power of the will and the fact that we have all the will that it takes, if you can actually say it like that, to actually, when you understand how much power you have, and it goes back to identity. This is me. This is where I come from. This is my heritage. That's the only thing. Your self-esteem changes. The way you view yourself and the way people are gonna view you, the energy you're gonna permeate because you know who you are is gonna be super different. Nobody will intimidate you. Nobody will be able to control you. Nobody will be able to be a threat to you, to your country, to your social, economic resources, because you know who you are. You know people are literally trying to come and steal in a road as they've been doing. So you're always woke, you're always questioning things, and you always put your head high high every time you walk into any room full of globalists because you know what you bring to the table. Let's listen to this conversation right away.
Brown-eyed people are smarter than blue-eyed people.
I tell you, brown-eyed people. You just listen. Now this is going to be an effort for you. That's going to be an effort for you because you aren't accustomed to listening. White males are accustomed to telling things. They aren't accustomed to listening. Now, brown-eyed people are responsible for the fact that you have electricity. Many of the components for generating and transmitting electricity were invented by brown-eyed people. Brown-eyed people gave us our alphabet. Brown-eyed people gave us our numeration system. Brown-eyed people gave us the paper on which we write these anonymous letters to me that tell me that brown-eyed people are inferior. When you go home, you people do not pray for me, particularly you. Don't you pray for me. Because, see, I don't have to worry about that. All of a sudden, you ain't going to pray for me. Now, brown-eyed people are the ones who originated or who founded every major religion on this earth. No white people have ever founded a major religion. Now, you need to realize the contributions that have been made to society, to civilization, by brown-eyed people, by people of color. I'm talking about people of color here, folks. And most of us are not aware of those things because we live in a racist society and because we are educated by a racist school system that only teaches us about white contributions. And that's a fact. And if you don't like it, I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. If we would start telling the truth in schools, we would not have racism. We could cure racism in this country.
Where's your proof that brown-eyed people are smarter than blue-eyed people?
I tell you, brown-eyed people. You just listen. Now this is going to be an effort for you. That's going to be an effort for you because you aren't accustomed to listening. White males are accustomed to telling things. They aren't accustomed to listening. Now, brown-eyed people are responsible for the fact that you have electricity. Many of the components for generating and transmitting electricity were invented by brown-eyed people. Brown-eyed people gave us our alphabet. Brown-eyed people gave us our numeration.
Black people.
Brown-eyed people gave us the paper on which we write these anonymous letters to me that tell me that brown-eyed people are inferior.
Right.
When you go home, you people do not pray for me, particularly you. Don't you pray for me. Because, see, I don't have to worry about that. All of a sudden, you ain't going to pray for me. Now, brown-eyed people are the ones who originated or who founded every major religion on this earth. No white people have ever founded a major religion.
Nope.
You need to realize the contributions that have been made to society, to civilization, by brown-eyed people, by people of color. I'm talking about people of color here, folks. And most of us are not aware of those things because we live in a racist society and because we are educated by a racist school system that only teaches us about white contribution.
For real. And I've seen a lot of videos right nowadays on Instagram, and a lot of people are talking about everything that has been hidden away, mostly for the African community. A lot has been hidden, a lot. Tony saying, let the truth be told. She's absolutely right. She's one of the smartest ladies. I admire her so much. I have watched many of her videos with my daughter. When she doesn't understand why people act the way they do, I would love to. Okay, there's someone just commenting on it. But in regards to this, talking about the fact that Africans are the true originator of everything that we do have right now.
Yes, Iriton, and they didn't make a God white.
Yeah.
White people changed that to make Jesus white and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. And it's amazing because people need to wake up, because it's also so sad that another melanated individual will definitely listen to this and they're not gonna believe it. You know?
Because that's brainwashing every time.
Yeah. They're not gonna believe it. And that's what we have to go back to our will and crush the low self-esteem and the inferiority complex that has been implanted into us since we were little kids. Because I can understand that's a long time when you've been taught something that is not true. Yeah.
Exactly, Iriton. So the question is, how do you learn a lie?
That is true. How do you do that? And how do you get back to yourself to understand that you're worthy, to understand that you're not less than, like your royalty? How do you get back to that? Because you are, and it's a fact, and you need to accept that. You need to act and.
If I tell you that, Iriton, someplace in Kenya they're gonna stone me.
Yeah, it's a fact. They'll definitely stone you because you may say that Jesus was black, but it's a fact. You know. Also, there is this conversation that I want to share regarding investing in Africa, which will make every African diaspora a millionaire.
They would, but they
Africa is the only way out. It's the golden and it's the holy grail for your freedom. Like, if African Americans specifically, don't see that investing in Africa changes everything for you, I mean, all the way down to generational wealth. Like, Africa's in a position where if African Americans take position now, you guys, every single African American in America would be a millionaire without even thinking twice, because there's nothing that's not needed over there. So you guys come with the discipline, you come with the knowledge, you come with the resources, and then what you've created just for developing America. Nothing can happen really in America without us.
Mm-hmm.
Just think about everything that creates so much revenue for America, from sports to entertainment to fashion to medicine. I mean, you name it. We're leading in every single sector, like us. Just imagine if we all just decided to just take all our bags, withdraw all our money, and go to Africa. Where would America be today? It would collapse overnight. Because nothing. Like, all of our athletes can go create their own teams. Africa is the only way out. It's the golden and it's the holy grail for your freedom. Like, if African Americans specifically, don't see that investing in Africa changes everything for you, I mean, all the way down to generational wealth. Like, Africa's in a position where if African Americans take position now, you guys.
There is no United States of America without the African Americans. They built it also, and also without Africa, literally. And also, there are some African Americans out there also who don't want to accept that. Some are trying still to fit in.
That's called a mind. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's called manipulation of the mind. Some say now they're not even Africans; they're now Indians. They're indigenous.
Oh, okay.
They're now pretendians. We call pretendians here time. They're pretending. Okay. So we don't got to do that. We're not Africans. We're not. We sure look like you sure look like the Africans. Yeah, but that don't mean nothing. But see, that's how a psyop works. You know, that's a psyop work. That's right. You know, with that kind of self-hate going on, you know, that's coming from an external force.
Mm-hmm.
Government, secret agents are now putting that within all these online communities to cause division. You see, a united African people rule the world again here, time. And everybody's trying to stop that. See, they rule because you're disunified. Once you have unity and also know yourself, Africans go from poverty back on top because Africa's the richest continent here in time. Right. It's just the fact that Africans don't control it. Once you get back your mind, you say, hey, this continent is mine. I'm supposed to control this thing. Now this is my continent.
Right.
Even named after me. I'm African. It's my continent. And the wealth of it is supposed to belong to me.
Mm.
So once you unify and understand that, Africans rise from the bottom to the top overnight. And everybody knows that.
And it's amazing because even if they try to basically shut down and actually block people from speaking out, it's amazing how the revolution just happened suddenly without you knowing where it's coming from. The last time it came from the high school kids, and then
because that's the actual true God. That's the actual that's not your group related. That's the actual God saying you get downloads from the universe here time. Certain times happen, the Creator will start waking you up, and that's what's happening now with African people. And you're not going to stop that. They're going to try to stop it because that's where their wealth derived from. Their lies, their deceit, their viciousness, to a loving people. You know, Africans are loving naturally. They'll bite you in, they'll hug you. That's your nature.
That's a fact.
But other people's nature is not that. That's not Europeans' nature. You might have a couple good white friends, okay? That's true. But them as a collective, their nature is savage. Their nature is dominate, kill, steal.
Wickedness.
Kill, steal.
Yeah.
That's the nature.
And it tells you, in regards to how Africa is right now, it doesn't make sense. It
Yeah.
tells you how it is in regards to the development. Nothing is going on.
No,
Such
that's
a shame that
on
Mr.
purpose.
Fix is coming, like doing all the work in a few days that your own leader has not done for years.
That's called
It's
internal
sad,
algorithm. Yeah.
you know?
What's going
It's
on? What's going on, Emil? How you doing? You're early, boy. Morning, everyone. You early, Emil. What's going on with you, man?
How are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, that's Emil. Okay, how are you doing? Welcome to Let's Talk with Awerton. I also want to share a video talking about the same thing that Mr. Newsom was talking about the globalists, right?
I hear about the globalists.
One thing you should know.
me and Joey be joking with me talking about Airtime and the globalists.
Oh my God, let's listen in.
All about me is I'm not a Democrat nor a Republican. I don't stand for any of that shit.
Yeah.
All of the government is a lie. And I also want you to know that I don't care about your political views. It's not right to deport these people out of our country. This is God's planet. Imagine telling a human made by the same God that they're not allowed on a piece of his planet. But no, I want you to actually think about, what if we banned all the pedophiles, deported all the rapists? Your children would actually be safer in this country. It's not those that come here illegally, but those who are here already legally. That's evil. Preying on your children, dear. It's not the Mexicans or the Latinos. Get out of here with that fucking bullshit, dear.
Okay.
But a conversation that most of you are not ready for is the church. Most of the pedophiles and the rapists come from the church. Sex offenders from the church.
Yep.
It's not people from out of the country. It's our own people in this country, dear. Yes, I'm sure there's a few Mexicans or Latinos or Chinese, whoever, who has done something illegally. Let me remind you, though, it was white people who did the most illegal thing to another human, called slavery. We enslaved just about all the black people that was in this country. Huh? Why not deport white people? Huh? One thing you should know about me is I'm not a Democrat.
Say it live and direct for sure, but they're going to be talking about the fact that China hits back in regards to TikTok. We also have the Boeing and rare earth in the US trade war regarding the luxury brands. And also a Birkin bag right now is going for $1,400. Who could imagine that? If you just basically purchase it right away from the manufacturers in China, right? They refuse to bend down regarding the 247% tariff that they're supposed to pay because Trump has increased the tariff. They're saying, no, we're not going to actually agree with that tariff agreement, but this is what we're going to do because you're trying to kick us out of business. What if we just actually tell people to purchase everything directly from us? And then let's see who's going to lose the business. But let's listen into this conversation right away.
The trade war has entered a new phase. China has changed its posture. It is no longer playing defense. It has gone on the offensive. China is now taking the fight straight to the American consumer. It is weaponizing social media and recruiting Chinese suppliers to launch the attacks. Take a look at this.
You recognize this style. For the past more than 30 years, we have been OEM factory for most of the luxury brands around the world. Gucci, Prada, Coach, Louis Vuitton, you name it. But for this, I'm not proud because we were only making our wages. The profit margin for the people who are actually making the bags are very low. Now, as the USA and its little European brothers are trying to refuse Chinese goods, why don't you just contact us and buy from us? You won't believe the prices we give you.
The battlefield is TikTok. It is flooded with such factory videos. Chinese suppliers are reaching out to American customers directly. They have a simple message for them. Skip the middlemen, buy straight from China. And that too for cheap. At the same time, they're trying to embarrass Western brands, names like Lululemon, Nike, Fila, and Birkenstock. In one video, a woman is selling Lululemon leggings for $6. In the US, they retail for $100. Another video shows luxury handbags, again priced at a fraction of their retail cost. It features a so-called Birkin bag. The retail price is
I try to explain to Joby about your iPhone. These are brands, guys. They don't make them. They made in the same factory. All they do is change. So I got the brand called Nike, a brand called Apple, and I'm making the product. All I do is stamp it with the brand, whether it's the cheap one or the expensive brand. But it's made in the same factory. It's the same thing with different names. I've explained forever because it's mental control. So China, okay, you want to play hardball? We're gonna tell everybody that hey, the brands you love and costing all this money, we make it costs like $5. We make it here, it costs $10.
Yeah.
And you go in America, it costs you $12,000. We make it here for $10,000.
Look at that.
Exactly, because people are caught with with marketing here. See, you make it do commercials. People are like, I want it because it's mind control.
That is so true.
Yeah,
celebrities to make you feel like, oh my God, even celebrities having this bag, wearing this dress.
Advertise. That's what advertising is mind control. Exactly. That's where it works. And so China's now saying, okay, you want to pretend you want to go to war? We're gonna spill the beans. We make it for $10.
That was like it, honestly, because they're like, yeah, you can actually get it at a very cheaper price.
That's right.
From us. But what you'd actually pay for, which is like super expensive, is just the logo, the brand name. That's
the logo. Exactly. The mind thing. Exactly.
My thing. So everybody can afford a Birkin bag, sweetie. Everybody can afford a Birkin bag.
This seller says it costs just $1,400 to make.
This Birkin bag at Hermes Boutique will cost you $38,000 USD. But what is the real cost? Inform you step by step. First things first, Hermes only use the leathers from the 3 top-level suppliers.
The funny part about this leather that he's squeezing, I'm gonna tell you something. That leather that he's squeezing, that leather came from Africa. Don't come from China.
Thank you. Yes. And that's why Africans, we need to get up.
Everybody knows that the best leather in the world is African leather.
They need to wake up.
That's why, that's why they can't say Italian leather anymore, because Africans probably say, hey, you can't keep saying that's Italian leather. That leather comes from Africa. So now they can say genuine leather, because they still don't want to say it comes from Africa. That leather, even the Chinese make that leather he's got came from Africa. Go ahead. Go ahead, your time.
$50 USD. The thread is also the best top level. For each bag, the cost is $25 USD. For one piece of bag, the hardware will cost $150 USD. And oil. For each bag, it will cost $50 USD. Interior lining for each bag, the cost will be $100 USD. And then the cost of human resource to finish one bag, the human resource cost will be $600 USD. The total cost will be $1,400 USD for one Birkin out of factory. But why Hermes will charge you $38,000 USD for one bag? That's because more than 90% of the price is paid for its logo. But if you do not care about
there you go, because you're paying for the logo.
Paying for the logo, same way every time you're paying for a goofy logo.
That's all. But everything else is something which anybody can actually design.
That's right.
We make.
For its logo. But if you do not care about the logo, you just want the same quality, same material, you can just buy from us.
So same product from the same factory, made from the same materials, with just the brand logo missing. What's the point of these videos? They're trying to humiliate Western brands to show the world that their products are made in China.
I know they're gonna throw it. That's right. Like, what? They try to tell you. You try to say we don't make your Louis Vuitton? Because Louis Vuitton said, they're lying. So they bought all the Louis Vuitton. So look at this, Louis Vuitton. Get that shit out of here. I know they get that shit out of here. See, this Louis Vuitton. Shit out of here. That's how you flex power. You flex power with power. Shit out of here. Get this shit out of here.
What's the point of these videos? They're trying to humiliate Western brands to show the world that their products are made in China and to expose how much overcharged the customer.
Let me throw the bottom. Get that shit out of here. I love the way Louis Vuitton is.
In China, it is known for copying, so many of these products could just be knockoffs. And China is well known for that. And yet this campaign has struck a chord.
course it
Even
has.
Chinese diplomats have.
They actually humiliated the U.S. diplomat who was actually giving her speech, I guess, and they actually raided her dress in
Her
regards
clothes, her clothes to China. She's not,
China. Yes.
she wasn't the diplomat every time. She was the White House. She was
Okay.
the White House spokesperson. So she's the one
Okay.
that speaks for the White House. So
Okay.
she's the White House spokesperson. Hey, the thing you really came from China, lady.
Jumped in. One of them took aim at Caroline Leavitt.
Yeah.
She is the White House press secretary.
JC
She
White House
for the
spokesperson.
dress that she wore. This Chinese diplomat says the dress was made in China. This is what he wrote on X. Accusing China is business, buying China is life.
Wow, China is like, yeah, we're gonna go lower.
So the attacks are coming from all sides, not just on social media, but on American companies too. They are being punished for Trump's trade war. The latest victim is Boeing. Beijing has issued a diktat to all Chinese airplanes. Stop taking deliveries of Boeing planes.
Stop buying the planes. Right. Stop
Right.
buying the beef.
The planes. What about the planes, Mr. Newsom?
They're gonna stop buying American planes. They say we're not gonna buy them. So that's gonna hurt. So that's gonna hurt the Americans who make it. It's gonna hurt their jobs. And they also stop taking American beef. Say we can get our beef from Brazil. So that's gonna hurt. That's gonna stop the American farmers who grow beef, cattle.
Right.
And those are most people that grow cattle in America. Those racist states. So they know they're going after to the MAGA morons who love Trump. So they say, okay, we're gonna stop buying beef. Most of the beef producing comes from those states here, time where the MAGA morons live at.
So they're literally cutting ties with the
Right.
America in all ways.
They're saying you want to play games, you want to trade war. Okay, we'll give you one.
Mm-hmm.
See, the Chinese told you we're used to suffering. You people colonized us, stole all our stuff, and now we've risen back up again.
Yeah.
You white people not used to no struggle every time. We are. We don't care. The Chinese said, we don't care. We don't care. You want to go to war? Trade war? You don't make nothing in America no more. So what?
Right.
So
They've
what?
been through the trenches, so they know how it feels, and they're literally doing everything not to go back.
Exactly.
Everything, yeah, and that's why they've been like China. They've been putting in the work in regards to getting back to their feet, I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's what they did. Because remember, for them, unlike Africans, they didn't let them take over their mind. They refused their Christian religion. They refused that Islam. They refused all that Western stuff. They said they call that. You can look this up here. That's called the 100 years of humiliation. Chinese don't call it good. They came and brought them civilization. They call it the 100 years of humiliation. They said once we get back on our feet, we're not going to allow this to happen again. So,
Right.
so when the Chinese got colonized by the Europeans, they called it the 100 years of humiliation.
I can see here the century of humiliation was a period in Chinese history beginning with the First Opium War, 1839 to 1842, and ending in 1945.
Yeah, they called it the 100 years century of humiliation. When they called white people said when these savages came. You understand? China was richer than Europe, England, France, who all the people that conquered them. Just like India was richer than Europe, who conquered them. Because white people are more savage, they're more brutal, and they wasn't used to that kind of brutality. But now they know who they are. So, but China said, okay, you're not gonna come and change our minds and tell us we're less than you, but we know that you're militarily superior to us right now. We can't fight you because you're more savage. We don't know how to fight you. So the Chinese and all the other Asians start learning, say, okay, we got to build these weapons here, Tom. We got to fight these savages. So now they got their mind. They never really lost their mind. So now they're on par with Europeans. Now they're like, hell, we done been through stuff. We don't collect those. We don't care. Get that stuff out of it. We don't care. You can't go. You want to go to war with us? Okay. Cool. We've had nothing. You people stole everything from us. You people stole everything from us. So you talking about you gonna do some us? Nah, we ready now. They say we're ready now, Airtime.
Right.
We're ready.
We are ready.
We've already built ourselves up now, Airtime.
Yes, I was talking about that. They've been prepared for days.
That's right.
I knew this was coming.
Yeah, they know Europeans are airtime.
Yeah.
They always come to try to do unfair stuff and steal and stuff. You gotta prepare. You gotta know people you're messing with. You might be trading with them, but you know who they are. As a people.
Yeah. My God.
But you got airtime to it.
Okay.
Airlines. Now, this is a setback for Boeing. China's aviation market is expanding rapidly. In the next 20 years, China will account for 20% of the global aircraft demand.
Wow.
Now, Boeing had managed to get a foothold. It had dozens of orders from Chinese airlines. Air China had ordered 45 Boeing planes.
Cancel.
China Eastern Airlines, another 53 planes. And China Southern Airlines, 81 planes. These are China's top 3 airlines. Now, Boeing could be losing them as customers. China is also weaponizing some rare earths. Their exports to the US have been suspended. There's a whole list of metals which have been banned, at least 6 of them. At least 6 of them, in fact, are earth metals. China won't be sending them to the US anymore. Beijing has also banned rare earth magnets. Again, this is quite significant because a range of industries use these magnets, from automobiles to drones and robots, and even missile assembly. They all need rare earth magnets.
Pause at you. See, all the rare earth metals China got control of come out of Africa. They're not Chinese though. They come out of Africa.
Yeah.
So they're not going to trade them with America. So America won't be able to make these products without those rare earth metals.
Right.
But those rare earth metals come out of Africa. Go ahead,
Has halted their shipments for now. Meanwhile, President Xi Jinping is traveling. He's on a tour of Southeast Asia. His first stop is Vietnam. He arrived in Hanoi last night.
And that's where you see how the Chinese are in collaboration with the African countries. You know why now.
Of course.
They've been in collaboration with the African countries, and because we have leaders who actually just see the money bag fast, they do not think maybe 20 years ahead or
think long term. Exactly. They think
long term.
They think about my next Ugali plate airtime.
They're like, I'm gonna be serving here for 5 years, so let me secure myself for these 5 years.
Right. Let me secure the bag for me.
Let me secure the bag. But the people in collaboration with, they have a vision for the next 100 years for their country. They know what they're doing. They know what they want. Literally, if you walk around Kenya right now, there's a lot of Chinese stores each and every corner.
I must got their time, but that's just not Kenya. That's Ghana, that's Nigeria, that's South Africa. That's exactly
everywhere. And they have like the most pretty cute, amazing stuff that they're selling in the stores in such a super affordable price. Honestly, super affordable price. I'm telling you. So even though you just don't want to shop there, it's like I also need to save money. You know.
I hear you, Tom. I hear you.
I'm saying what a lot of people are doing and are thinking, honestly.
Of course.
Yes.
Now, last night, Xi Jinping has urged Vietnam's leaders to resist what he called unilateral bullying. It's a clear dig at Donald Trump and his tariff plans. At the same time, President Xi is pitching China as a stable partner. He is offering the best of globalization to these countries. He's promising open markets, stronger bilateral ties, and a unified response to American pressure.
In the face of external uncertainties, China
remember, that's funny how China's now visiting Vietnam. Remember, China went to war with Vietnam and tried to conquer Vietnam, but Vietnam beat the Chinese back in 1979. China invaded those guys 30 years ago, 40 years ago now, but Vietnam crushed China, crushed their head.
Right.
Get your ass out my country. What's wrong with you?
General Mosquito, how are you doing?
I'm trying to be diplomatic, so that's a good thing. But but I remember, if you guys know, China tried to invade Vietnam and take it over, and Vietnam said, "You out your mind."
It's not possible. General Mosquito is asking, how much is a Birkin bag? It's $1,400. I believe, Is it $1,400?
Yeah, I think he said $1,400. It costs them $450 to make They charge you $1,400. They charge you another $1,000 to buy it.
While they sell it in the US for
$38,000. That's crazy. That's crazy. You're talking about a car. You're talking about somebody's car. I'm not buying no bag for $38,000. You insane? And my wife came up and said, yeah, baby, I got this bag for $38,000. I said, you better get all your shit. You better get all of it. Put in that little bag. You better get out of here before I do something to you.
Oh my gosh. For real?
I had to have it. It was so cute. You better put all your shit in that bag. Get your cute ass out of here.
It's so classy and pretty. I just had to buy it.
I'm glad you did that, but you got to go. Go ahead, you got it.
On joining hands rather than throwing punches, tearing down walls instead of building barriers, connecting instead of decoupling. We will continue to expand the circle of trade friends, become a stronger magnet for investment, develop with high quality and open to the outside world at a high level, to inject more stability and positive energy into the world economy.
注入更多的稳定性和正能量。
We are not afraid of trouble. That's what Xi Jinping has said in the past. He said it just a few days back. As Trump was escalating tariffs on China every day, Xi struck a defiant note. Then over the weekend, the US did a U-turn. It exempted most electronics from the high tariffs. This came as a relief to China. But China did not reciprocate in easing off the pressure. It wants to keep the fight going now. And
they don't want to bend at all. They don't want to bend because they know, like, we're the ones who are manufacturing everything that we're exporting to the country. We hold the power. They're like, the power belongs to us. So they're not going to bend at all.
Donald Trump said he's not surprised. Listen to this.
I don't blame China. I don't.
Oh my God, Trump.
Because he's a moron. So I want you MAGAs knows Donald Trump is an idiot. This is a failed, but he never succeeded in anything. He's a fake. See, this is how white power is done. This dude has never made any money. The Rothschilds have always came in and saved this moron. This moron is bankrupt 6-7 times. He's an idiot. So you morons think making 5D chess and all this nonsense. Donald Trump is an idiot. That's why he's there. That's why he's there. He's a failed businessman. The Rothschilds put this morons in power. They go back, it's public record. Every time he do a business, it failed. The Rothschilds come in and save him. Like 6 times. He's never made any money. He's a fake billionaire.
Mm-hmm.
He's an idiot. So China's going to show you this. And that's why they're going to punish this moron.
And exporting everything.
Yeah.
Blame Vietnam.
In China, they know they have nothing to lose at all.
Exactly.
And that's why they're not going to bend. They're like, we have nothing to lose.
That's right.
The meeting today, is that wonderful? It's a lovely meeting. A meeting like trying to figure out how do we screw the United States of America.
Trump started this fight with China. Xi Jinping is in no hurry to end it. He's playing the long game. He looks set for a prolonged clash with the US, and he's taking the fight to all fronts: trade, technology, and now TikTok. We'll be tracking this for you.
Greeting you with aloha and namaste.
I love India. Presence, occupation of a territory by another country pertains to India. What we saw in Kashmir.
How do you see Trump's...
And also we understand, which actually made sense. We know about the fact that there's been a back and forth with TikTok being banned. Literally, it makes sense right now because TikTok is the most used social media right now all over the world, which means it's gaining lots of money.
America.
Yes, the current administration behaves differently from the previous administration.
And also understand the owner of TikTok is a Chinese individual.
They want to steal it because they can't make it here, Tom.
Yeah.
So that's what white people do. They try to steal stuff that they can't produce and make money off everybody's back. So they want to steal TikTok because it's now the most successful app.
Handle.
So
like everybody's
exactly. So they want to steal it. because they can't develop themselves. So that's what why they try to steal it, and so because they can't develop it, so
it's generating lots of money.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's why they want it, Irritant.
Yes.
Go ahead, you got it.
Alrighty, as we're gonna move on to why African recruit in Putin's army tricked, betrayed, abandoned, and captured.
Are you saying that there are foreign powers who
They're
are trying
actually
to?
winding up, but before we do that, I'm gonna share this video of Russia and the way they're recruiting African recruits and what they're going through.
I told you about that. See, Russia didn't want your minerals; they wanted your bodies. There's not a lot of Russians. They need Africans to defend Russia. So they wanted to have African recruits. I tried to tell you that was coming. Russia needed bodies to help defend Russia. They didn't want your minerals. Russia has minerals. They wanted African men to defend Russia. So that's what Airtime's about to show us. I told you that was coming. I told you about a year ago or 2 years ago. I said they want Russian. They need African men to fight the war because you don't got a bunch of Russians.
And they've been putting their feet in Africa so much in businesses and collaborating with different kind of sectors in the African countries. Let's listen into this conversation regarding why they've been recruiting African individuals. And someone is actually talking about what they're going through. They were abandoned, they were betrayed. Yeah.
Why? Because of the numbers. They need the Africans is the majority on the planet. You're telling me.
Yeah.
That's a dirty secret. Nobody knows. You're the majority. So since Russia wants to fight these wars, they don't have enough men to fight their wars here.
Yeah.
So I told you they were going to ask for African bodies to fight their wars.
Wow. And because we're not told everything, and maybe you're just thinking about, I need to go here because I need to fend for my family. Everything.
Exactly.
Show you the paper. I don't know why most Africans are deceived by the money bag. The paper deceives you, makes you not think ahead. You think about the now. And I'm not blaming this individual for anything, but it means we have to think deeper and actually take back our will, or basically have a strong will. That's it. Because the fact that China, they know where they stand. They know they have nothing to lose. They know the United States is depending on them. Most luxurious brands, which actually...
Not just the luxury brands, the cheap brands too. They make everything.
Actually, and these are...
Everything I put up in here time.
Corporations, which
China.
Generate money. These are the corporations that generate money in the United States of America, because that's why they use celebrities to actually be like a front for these brands. Because if you see whatever is wearing or carrying this bag, you'll want to buy it. So can you imagine if it collapses? It's actually the generation of money is going to decrease. But let's continue with this conversation and let's listen in as we give our opinions.
How did you end up in Russian army?
Je ne parle pas le russe. Je ne lis même pas. Moi, je choisis d'aller au front. Ça, c'est pour me sacrifier.
I told y'all this was coming.
What, 5 years ago?
This is what they want. They need African men. They need African bodies. Told y'all this was coming.
Tu es en Russie?
Oui.
Allô? Hello?
The story of a person who left his country in the pursuit of a better life. I knew it, and ended up captured on the front lines of Ukraine as a prisoner of war. We can't confirm whether his story is true, but we know that this is a common story told among those who believe going to Russia.
They're not going to Europe to become nobody's military people.
Yeah.
They're going for a better life here, Tom.
Of course.
Dans la salle, il n'y a aucun soldat, aucun militaire. il n'y a aucune arme pointée sur moi pour me forcer à dire quoi que ce soit. Tout ce que je viens de dire, c'est la réalité.
Maybe from Burkina Faso, he knows the parts where he's from an area that the French colonized. So Guinea Faso, Mali, Niger, because he's speaking French.
He is. He's saying he's there at his own free will. There's no gun pointed at him or any weapon. There's no military suit.
You speak French there, John?
Why is saying that?
Because he's speaking French, John. I don't see no caption.
I have a friend. There's a caption there.
Oh, the caption. When I had General Mosquito's comment, that's why I didn't see it. I said, John has taught you French that fast?
I'm a fast learner,
All right, okay.
Mon nom c'est Koulipato Dossa, je viens de l'Afrique de l'Ouest et précisément au Togo.
Yeah.
Togo, French.
Mais j'ai 27 ans.
27 years old? Oh my gosh.
How old is he? 27?
So young, yes.
Of course, you can't have old people to fight every time. You can't have your old Negroes every time, right?
What do you mean by that?
Tell us a little bit about your life in Togo.
Est-ce que vous pouvez nous en dire plus sur votre vie d'avant au Togo, ce que vous faisiez là-bas, un peu plus finalement sur votre passé?
Au Togo, j'étais un enseignant. J'ai eu ma licence en histoire. Après la licence, je faisais l'enseignement, mais pas un enseignant étatique volontaire. Mais comme le salaire n'est pas assez élevé, je me mettais à l'agriculture à côté. C'est tout ce que je peux dire comme expérience au Togo. C'est tout ce que je faisais.
So your idea was to go to Russia to make money.
Non. C'est le fait que je n'avais pas trouvé de moyens pour faire l'élevage et l'agriculture dans mon pays. C'est ça qui m'a détourné de l'idée de l'agriculture et je me suis dit je vais aller continuer mon étude en médecine. Après le diplôme, si je reviens, je vais faire un hôpital privé.
He had dreams, literally. He had his plan to build a private hospital, treat people, but it was not the case when he literally reached there.
Yeah, you go in the military. What?
Ni peut-être les gens. Après, si je gagne un peu de sous, je peux me lancer dans l'agriculture, tout ça, parce que c'est ma passion, l'agriculture et l'élevage.
But out of all European countries, you decided to go to Russia. Why?
Bien avant même le dessert de mon vieux, j'ai essayé le Canada, ça n'a pas marché. J'ai essayé la France tout récemment, ils ont refusé le visa. C'est là-bas, mes amis me disaient que la Russie, bon, rapidement, et ça ne coûte même pas. Et effectivement, j'ai essayé, ça a passé. C'est pourquoi je me suis retrouvé en Russie. Sinon, je n'ai jamais eu le programme de venir en Russie.
But did you know that Russia invaded Ukraine in 2022?
That's a lie.
With full-scale invasion and previously in 2013?
That's a lie. See how the propaganda works? Russia didn't invade anybody. The West took over Ukraine. And Ukraine is where Russia. That's where Russia started from. That's why it's called the Kievian Rus. First capital you can look up was in Ukraine. It's called Kiev. Kievian Rus. That's a lie. See how the Europeans lie? It's a lie. The CIA overthrew Ukraine because the Americans wanted and the Europeans wanted Ukraine for themselves because of the rich minerals in Ukraine. And they were killing ethnic Russians because I told you, Russia started in what we call Ukraine. And so Putin had something called the Minsk Accords. Say, stop killing our people. We know you overthrew the government, okay, but stop killing us. And the Europeans said, no, we're not going to stop killing these Russians. And so Putin was forced to go into Ukraine to defend the ethnic Russians. So Irtan can pull this up. Irtan, pull this up. Say, on Google, go say, what ethnic groups are in Eastern Ukraine? See if Google lies. We know they're Russians. What ethnic groups are in Eastern Ukraine? Should say Russians. And so they were killing the Russians because they said, hey, you overthrew the country. We don't want to be under this fake government that the American CIA installed. And so they started killing them.
Okay. In eastern Ukraine, the primary ethnic groups are Ukrainians and Russians.
They're not Ukrainians, they're Russians here. They're lying. They're Russians.
While Ukrainians make up the majority, ethnic Russians are a significant minority.
That's a lie. The majority of Russians.
In the Donbass region.
That's how you know they're lying.
Other ethnic groups in the regions include Belarusians, Bulgarians, Hungarians.
Belarusians are Russians. Bela means white. Right. So they're called white Russians. They're white.
Moldovans, Poles, Romanians, Roma, and Crimean Tatars.
Yeah, but the majority there are Russians here. So they try to mix everybody because that's where Russia started from. That's the era Russia. See, Russia became a country that moved east here. They started going eastward. Okay, so those majority were sure not Ukraine. They're Russians. And so when the CIA overthrew Ukraine, right? Yeah, exactly. Terrorist groups, exactly. That's you too, Joe Mosquito. So what these Europeans are lying. This is a European lie broadcast. It's a lie. It's propaganda. That's why you got to know these things here. So Eastern Ukraine are Russians. So when the CIA, when America went and overthrew the government because they wanted to take control of it, and they tried to get a war with Russia to break it up. And so since those people in the eastern Donbass region, Russians, the Ukrainian government started killing them, bombing them.
Right.
No, why are you bombing your own citizens? So Russia said, hey, you got to stop killing Russians. What are you doing? Stop it. And so they had an accord, right? So a peace accord called the Peace Agreement in Belarus. Because they were killing also Belarusians, which means just white Russians. Right. They're still Russians, right? So America, they never wanted to stop. They wanted to bomb and kill those people and take over. And so Putin, so this was 2016 airtime when they overthrew the government, right? It wasn't even before that. No, 2014 they overthrew Ukraine. America did, right? Right. So all the way, almost 10 years, Putin was saying, hey, stop killing Russians. He said, shut up, Putin. Shut up. It's about the power again, airtime. You shut up. You can't do that against America. Shut your mouth. Right? So they were doing that to him. And so it took him 8 years. He said, well, they're not going to stop. I'm going to go and save my people. You understand, Ukraine was part of Russia airtime. That's where it started from. So Putin said, listen, you're not going to just keep killing Russians. So 8 years, Putin tried to say, stop killing Russians. Right? Do this for me real quick there. Say, what year was the Minsk, M-I-N-S-K, Minsk Accords, A-C-C-O-R-D-S. What year was the Minsk Accords? This when Putin was asking for peace. Before Putin invaded, Putin didn't invade. He said, stop killing my people. And for 8 years, they were killing them. Every time bombing them, shooting them in the streets. Does it give a year airtime?
No.
See, they ain't giving a year no more. Wow. Let me go to my phone. Maybe they're not giving airtime a year. Let me see. Wow. Fake Google. What year was the Minsk Accords?
Did he give it to you?
The Minsk Agreement was signed in September 2014 in Belarus. Yes, let me know right there.
Okay.
So, right after they took over, Russia tried to super peace. They stopped killing our people, right?
Right.
So they said, it says in Belarus in September. So it says, so it says, what was the agreement between Ukraine and Russia? Russia said, please stop killing our people. And if you don't, and if you treat the people with humane and respect, we have no problem. We'll allow your government to stand. We know you overthrew the government. We're going to allow it to stand. Russia, we're not going to try to we know you overthrew the government. He said, but just stop killing our people. And they said, you know what they said? Ayrton said, well, you shut your mouth. We'll do what we want to do. And for 8 years, they were killing them. They would kill them, Ayrton. So Russia went in and stopped the killing of their people. If I'm killing your cousins, Ayrton, you say, Keith, stop killing my cousins.
Of course.
That's okay, Ayrton. But I don't. I continue to kill them. What are you going to do, Ayrton? You ain't going to do nothing. You ain't got the power. I'm Keith.
Right.
You don't got no power to be killing your cousins. Shut up. He said, okay, well, I got to do something now, Keith. You left me no choice, right? You're going to go fight for your family. You're going to go fight for your mother, your daughters, and your brothers, Ayrton. That's what Russia had to do. But they got propaganda about Russia invaded Ukraine. That's a lie, Ayrton. It's propaganda.
Propaganda. And I've seen a lot of, mostly in the African countries, there's been a lot of trickery into leaving our country to other nations. We had Myanmar and also another country in Thailand that was actually extorting a lot of African countries. They tell you you're going to have these amazing careers, whatever you're signing up to, realizing when you get there, it's not the real deal. And here we meet Jose, a young student from Togo whose dream of studying medicine abroad turned into a nightmare. In this interview, Jose reveals how Russia exploits vulnerable African students and workers, recruiting them with deceptive tactics.
On both sides. It's on both sides because Russia needs bodies. Even though Russia's trying to save its people, Russia needs people. It needs bodies. So it's propaganda. What Russia's doing ain't right and what these other people do. So both sides are wicked here. There's no good on both sides because Russia needs people to defend itself from the people that are killing them. So they're going to take Africans. Hey, that's a body. They'll take you and use you. So it's bad on both sides. That's why. That's why you need to be educated how the real world really works. What's going on?
Yeah, they've been recruiting them with deceptive tactics and leaving them helpless on the battlefield. Now, Jose, a prisoner of war in Ukraine, Jose faces amputation and trial, abandoned by both his recruiters and his home country. It's very sad. Very sad. And that's why we have to question everything. We had Myanmar, which has been consistently, reportedly on the news, even live TV, in regards to they are not actually giving the full signed up deal that they've actually presented to the people who are actually leaving their country. You go there and you're working tirelessly 24 hours day and night. You signed up for secretarial job, you name it, all these career office work jobs. Finding out you're working at a construction site. Why are you laughing?
When you said we finding out you're working at a construction site.
It's a fact. And they're super violent if you're not agreeing to their commands, what are you supposed to do, right? Until it came out and everybody was talking about it. So my brothers and sisters, we have to be really careful because in a way the government is also collaborating with this globalist for us to actually leave our country. And
not the globalist.
You know what I'm talking about. It's a food chain.
I know what you mean.
It's a food chain.
I was playing with you.
So you have to be really careful because it's so sad when you see your brother, your sister on the other side stranded and they can't get back home. And trying to put yourself in their situation or in their position, you can understand like our system has actually, it's basically crippled for us to not to succeed. That's how it's been designed.
Yeah.
Literally. You go to an educational system, it will never work out for you after you graduate. Honestly. And then it's actually everything has been designed to work for the government because now they're going to be looking for people to go and work abroad. And you're like, oh my God, I don't have a job. I have to apply for this thing. And then that's the journey for you to literally start drowning in pain. And the government never comes through because we see Jose says he's been abandoned by his recruiters and his country. So what happens? I have Emil A. He said, Ayrton, just curious, how do you have a somewhat strong American accent?
That's the email. Because you listen. Now, you know, American, Airtime like she grew up a little north of me in LA. Airtime's like she grew up in like where the Kardashians live at up there. They call the Valley area of California. That's what Airtime sounds like. Yeah, it sounds like an American accent. Exactly. A Valley girl American accent, like a little north of Los Angeles, right in that area. like Airtime, like what? One day I'm gonna bring them here. Airtime, they ain't no Airtime's even a foreigner.
Right. They're not gonna believe you. They're like, Keith, you're lying to us.
Yeah.
You know. Hey, it's just life, MLA. But hi, I've never seen you joining us here. Ever.
He's usually on our shows at the Advocates Day show.
Alrighty. Nice to meet you. Thanks for joining in. And we've been talking about the power of the will. We have to be strong on our will because it's possible, right? Ibrahim Traoré is doing it, and also I believe the Macron, yes, he's agreeing to the AES passport right now. He had refused, but now he's agreeing to it because they know what they
didn't have any choice.
Yes, that's how you take back your power. You say no. You guys depend on us for everything to be the most fast worldwide or whatever country you call yourself. It's because of us. So it takes us back. And I believe everything that is happening right now, it's bringing Africans to basically stand on their 2 feet. And actually, it's a way, if you're not actually aligning yourself to what the creator is doing, because he's trying to wake you up in all possible ways. And actually our leaders, but we know our leaders, some of them are just drinking cocktails. They don't really care. It's just sad. So every time, everything was going to go back to its natural source. So it's fine. We have a lot of leaders like, it's so sad, but Ibrahim Traoré is doing the most and it's amazing. And I believe a lot of other leaders are looking up to him. We have the Namibian president who did something, but it's not that, grounded.
It is what it is. It's getting better, Airtime. It's slowly getting better. And Emil, so imagine Airtime walking around Kenya with that accent. She probably gets asked all the time, "Are you Kenyan? Kenyan? Are you Kenyan?
That happens every day.
Are you even Kenyan, lady?"
That really happens, but thank you so much,
Emily. I know it does.
Are
you Kenyan, lady? Yes, I'm Kenyan.
I'm an African lady.
That's right. African lady. I got my, they be like, hey, look at Airtime from the side. I'm watching you, lady.
Who are you? Big Chief, how are you doing?
Exactly. Yeah, he would say, yeah, he would. He would say, he would say Airtime is an FBA, exactly, a foundational Black American. He wouldn't say she was African. You lying, you no good broad. You're American, and you're foundational Black American.
They'll start getting curious. They're like really questioning me or really getting a little bit, somehow about me being around them. But
she's Ugandan, but she grew up in Kenya, so you really can't call her Ugandan. Apparently, Ugandan. She's more Kenyan than Ugandan.
That's a fact.
Just like Maria, whose mother, I got to call Maria, whose mother is Kenyan, but Maria grew up in Uganda. So she's more Ugandan than Kenyan. That's how we grew up at. So
it's true. Welcome, Big Cheese, but we're literally winding up right away.
Yeah.
This
beautiful. Back on 12 o'clock, Joby's not going to be here, so just be me, guys.
Oh.
Amazing. Joby's gone, Airtime.
Yes, sure, of course.
Joby's got to do something for us, guys. So I'll be here at 1 o'clock Eastern time, guys. Just me.
Yeah.
With Joby, add Joby and go do something. And I'm not going to show them the stuff Airtime until the end of the year.
Hey, you're going to be surprised.
Right. I'm not going to show them what we're doing until the end of the year. I don't want to. Everything we're doing, I'm not going to show nobody. I'm not going to show these Negroes until the end of the year, Airtime.
I want to share something.
So they can say, wow, Keith, you built up. That's right, Negroes. I told you, Africa.
It's the future.
It's the future.
in the future.
It's the future, so I don't want to ruin it by showing them too early every time. So I got to wait for the end of the year and show these Negroes because they'll talk shit about me every time. They'll talk their shit, and I had to knock one of them out.
I just smack them in the face.
That's right.
Before we wind up, I want to share something to remind us about our African history and our African confidence. Let's watch this video.
For those of you that don't know who the Moors are, every black person should know who the Moors are. The Moors were a group of black people from Africa that ruled.
And for the record, the reason why I'm always sharing this, mostly about the Moors and African civilization, is because I really wanted to get into the most new listeners who are coming in, even not from Black Hot Fire, to actually understand who we are, the power of our identity. Because honestly, a lot of people, this is not really showcased anywhere, even in our educational system. You know,
Big G said I built a Popeyes chicken in Kenya.
That would be nice.
It would be nice. I would build it too. Damn it.
Why not? Right?
They got all the KFCs there. Shit.
Why not? That would be a good idea, Mr. Newsom.
In Europe for some 700 years. They were the kings and the queens. So Europe, a certain part of it, Portugal and Spain, was ruled by black people. We were the kings, we were the queens, the dukes and the earls and all the other kind of stuff. They buried that in history so that you don't know that. I'm not making this up. Go check it for yourself. They were called the Moors. They brought culture. They brought history.
Yes, preach, brother.
They brought math. They brought science. They brought.
That's a good word.
A multitude of things to Europe that they will never.
Also, if they taught this in the church, that would be nice.
Get credit for in the public church.
I'm just saying, if they would talk about this everywhere.
Public school. So look it up. Moors. Moors. For those of you that don't know who the Moors are.
Trying to make them white people now. Now that you're white Arab. What?
Sorry.
No, you do. That's good. Big Cheese Eartime doesn't know what a tether is yet. Nah, we never taught Eartime none of that stuff. I don't want to teach Eartime that stuff right now. Eartime is too innocent right now to get caught up in that kind of stuff.
Also, before I wind, I have another last video to share.
Go ahead.
When two frequencies of the same length meet, the size of the frequency doubles. It's called constructive interference. This is why we get energy from being around certain people and why being around others might drain you. When two frequencies don't match, it's called destructive interference, and nothing happens. There's no resonance, no law of attraction, no peace, no freedom. This is why we need to become a vibrational match to our desires in order to attract them into our life. Becoming a vibrational match activates constructive interference.
Doing all this anti-Christian shit, right? This is all ancient African stuff. This is all against. This is what these goopy Muslims and Christians call the devil, and this is the devil stuff. Irritant show. This is how the universe actually works.
The way we talk to ourselves every single day directly influences our vibrational frequency. When two frequencies.
They're saying, even ever wonder why we get energy from being around certain types of people when two frequencies of the same length meet, the size of the frequency doubles. It's true. That's why they say two heads are better than one. We always better for surrounding ourselves with like-minded people. It's the ultimate growth accelerator. It's what we were talking about yesterday also. Mr. Newsom joined us in the morning. We're talking about the people you surround yourself with, energy.
I'm Mr. Newsom. Irritant calls me Mr. Newsom. All right.
Literally talking through my head and my mind. I can't help it nowadays.
Go ahead.
I try my best. Yeah. So guys, raise your vibrational super high. Vibrate higher. You know what I mean? But we'll definitely be winding up with that on Let's Talk with Irritant this beautiful afternoon. I'm sending you so much love and light. Have a beautiful, magical weekend. And remember the power of the wheel. Ubuntu forever. Your last take, Mr. Newsom.
My last thing is I think I need to do a show with Big Cheese was talking about at noon about Tariq Nasheed and them and all this big FBA shit going on. So I ain't got to prepare for that. So I'll be back. What's that like? Okay, that's 4 more hours, less than 4 hours. So join me here in 4 hours, guys.
Amazing.
That's
Join Mr. in 4 hours and have yourself an amazing weekend. Drink lots of water, guys. Eat lots of fruit and order our supplements on our website, please.
Right.
And also order our apparel clothing with the Black Hot Fire Radio logo on it.
The
T-shirt.
logos, Negro, like this. There you go.
Yes, that's what's up. We also have bags for the ladies, you know? Bags.
It may not be Birkin, but you'll get a bag.
Yeah, but you get a bag, Han. You'll definitely get a bag. Let's listen in for the health and benefits of ashwagandha, the reason why you should trust nature and trust your will.
Discover the natural power of ashwagandha, an ancient herb known for its healing properties. For over 3,000 years, ashwagandha has been trusted to reduce stress, increase energy, and improve focus. Our ashwagandha is carefully grown, harvested, and processed to retain its maximum potency. Each root is hand-picked and dried, then ground into a pure organic powder, ensuring the highest quality. Simply mix 1 teaspoon into your favorite beverage or take it in capsule form as prescribed by a healthcare professional. Whether you're looking to balance your stress levels, boost your immune system, or enhance mental clarity, ashwagandha offers a natural solution. Experience the benefits of ancient wisdom backed by modern science. Trust nature. Trust ashwagandha. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
For $23.90. We don't have any middlemen here like the Chinese. It's just us. So
Yes.
like China, we don't have any middlemen.
Like China.
Super affordable.
I gotta do this.
Yeah, I'm taking my Moringa and my Seymour, so I'm actually preaching what I'm doing. So get yourself some supplements.
This
Also.
preaching. Airtime's got the old Negroes chasing after. Airtime be trying to run, the old Negroes be chasing her down.
Oh my gosh, guys. Take care, guys. Have a beautiful weekend. I'm sending you so much love and light this beautiful afternoon. See you Monday. Please.
Hey, you light-skinned lady.
Take care, guys.
I'll see you guys in about 4 hours, family.
Feel the hits. Feel the freshness.
You're now listening to the best music.
Salutations, everyone. Here is Andrew Robinson, your Jamaican brother, all the way in Switzerland. And I'm reaching out to all of my brothers and sisters on the African continent. You're tuning into Black Hot Fire Radio.
You're now listening to the best music. 1 hour of the hottest tracks and coolest mashups of the moment.